It's Anna here through until 5:30. So my guest for you this afternoon is North East musician, choir master and author Mark Deeks. Now, the pandemic has been a real blow for people getting together, singing and playing, but Mark has not let that stop him. He hasn't let it stop him raise lots of money as well. And this week he had both a new album out and a book out. So I wondered if that was a little bit too much to handle.
Even I started to regret how much of this was happening at the same time over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, so literally today, my new book is out called Not Another Piano Book, which is my sort of motivational book to convince people all the reasons that they think they'll never play piano are nonsense. And that I am sat looking at this moment, having just arrived in the top 20 on music category on Amazon Books, so that's pretty cool.
Whoop, whoop.
That just came out this morning, and then I've been promising myself I would make an album of the kind of metal music that I really, really love as dear to my heart for years, and so I booked the studio like a year ago, and that just so happened to be recently as well. So yeah, we've done that as well. So the album's going to come out at the start of next year. My book's just come out today, and meanwhile, Sing United's bigger than ever.
Well, that's bloomin' good news. That makes my heart sing, and I'm sure people listening just want to hear positivity at the minute. Let's just delve slightly deeper, because as well as, all of those wonderful things that you do for the community, and obviously you were the leader of our BBC choir twice whilst we were allowed to do it, and hopefully we'll do it again. But you're an expert in, now, let me just see if I get this right. Swedish death metal. That's correct, isn't it? Have I got that right?
Partially. Yeah, I have a PhD in, it's called National Identity in Northern and Eastern European Heavy Metal.
Heavy metal. Excellent. Yeah. So So is this what the album is inspired by?
Partially. So there are multiple subgenres of heavy metal music, but it's a doom metal album, my new art project.
We are learning something. Did you say doom metal?
I did, yeah. I mean, there are subgenres of doom metal, but I think we'll probably best leave it there for this audience.
No, we're learning something on the afternoon show. That's brilliant. So if we want to find out more about the album, where do we go?
So the project is called Art, which is just spelled A-R-D. It's the old Northumbrian dialect for my native land. That's what it means. Wow. In sort of Anglo-Saxon era Northumbrian. So that's just on Facebook. You search for Art, and then the book is at notanotherpianobook.com. So for people who want to learn to play piano or have convinced themselves they never can.
Let's just talk about that for a second. What are the things that stop people? Is it, I can't read music, I can't read the dots, I don't know where to put my... It all looks very confused. Because the piano is scary looking. You've got a lot going on. 10 lines of music maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all the usual excuses. My fingers are too short, my fingers are too fat, my fingers are too long.
My eyesight's bad.
I'll never be able to do it. Yeah, my eyesight's bad. I can't afford a piano. People think that you need to spend thousands of pounds, which you don't. I don't have room in my house because they imagine they have to buy a big piano, which they don't. I'll never be able to read music. It's too complicated. You don't have to learn to read music to do it. You can just copy my hands on the videos that I do if people want to. And there's all of the usual reasons that people roll out. People think they're going to have to learn to play Frere Jacques. They don't. People think they're going to have to learn to play scales. They don't. All that kind of I list them as myths in the book of all the things people associate with piano that I think are untrue.
What was the very first thing that you learned on the piano, Mark?
Oh, I don't know. I was 5. That's a long time ago. But I remember when I was a kid, my piano teacher asked me what I wanted to play, and bless his soul, writing out the Star Wars theme tune and the Match of the Day theme tune. I remember learning to play those as a
kid. That's well. If people want to be able to play da 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 dum da dum, where should they go to find the book as well? Then Amazon and other places.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. Just search for Not Another Piano Book, or on notanotherpianobook.com.
Not Another Piano Book or notanotherpianobook.com. And very briefly back to the album, you mentioned Northumbrian dialect. Is it, I've heard you play before lots of times, and it's very atmospheric, very what I would call goosebumpy, as is the scenery of Northumberland. Is some of it inspired by that and inspired by our heritage here in the North East?
Yeah, it is. It's based on the tale of St Cuthbert, actually. I haven't really spoken too much about this, but it's an exclusive for you. So yeah, it's based on the tale of St Cuthbert and what happened to him after he died. So St Cuthbert was on the island of Lindisfarne when he was living there as a monk and a hermit, and then to the Farne Islands. But when he died, what happened to his body became the subject of intense debate in the church, and he told his followers that he would rather they took up his bones and took them away from this place than for his body to become the subject of division in the church. So his followers ended up moving his body around in a coffin for centuries. And of course now we believe that it's housed at Durham Cathedral. But legend has it that only 3 monks know where it actually really is. So yeah, the story of the Ard album is the story of what happened to St Cuthbert's body after death.
Oh, that's spooky, isn't it? That leaves you with a bit of a tingle. 81333, start your messages with BBC. It's always lovely to hear you and hear your reaction to people that we have on the show. That's Mark Deeks. And if you want any more information, if you stick that into the computer, it all comes up. Lots of stuff comes up. And the book is called Not Another Piano Book. It's Radio Newcastle.